20 minutes past 5. Well done to Michael Zannis, who's just back from the T20 World Cup for blind cricketers in India. Michael, welcome home.
Thank you very much for that, Peter.
What about the time away? You've been to India before to play blind cricket, haven't you?
I have. I've been extremely fortunate enough to be part of the first and second World Cups, which were held in Delhi and Chennai back in 98 and 2002. And certainly every time we go over to India, it's a new experience, and India's a wonderful place.
This was in Bangalore?
That's right, yeah. So we got to experience Bangalore, which is more the commercial heart of India, and we noticed the amazing progression that India has undertaken in the 14 years since 98. It very much is a lot more western, and the roads are now mostly smooth, and the traffic is still chaos. There's only one rule for the traffic, and that is there are no rules.
Yeah.
But still, it's still an amazing place to actually operate within.
And obviously, blind cricket is expanding in terms of the amount of countries involved. I've mentioned a couple of times over the last few weeks, really intrigued at the fact that a country like Nepal is playing at a T20 World Cup for blind cricketers.
Yeah, it's great that the blind cricket world is expanding, and to have a country there such as Nepal and another one with Bangladesh, it's just wonderful to have these nations be part of it, and to see the development is fantastic. They're extremely passionate and chase the ball around the field and always wanting to come up and talk to you at the hotel. So it's great to have developing nations joining up and being part of it.
Like anyone that catches cabs around the place, and if you get into a cab and there's a taxi driver from India, you're sort of saying you like cricket, and I think 99.9% say yes. The people who are blind or vision impaired in India, they're all cricket mad, or most of them are cricket mad?
Yeah, definitely, and it was great to have a lot of people at the ground supporting us every day, and certainly the final, which unfortunately occurred between India and Pakistan, because I would have preferred Australia to be part of the final. It was fantastic to have such a absolutely sensational crowd there that was so passionate and boisterous and loud and wanting to make such a great atmosphere.
Do the two countries get along okay? Of course, there's been always been a history between India and Pakistan going back decades. How's the final play? What sort of spirit?
Certainly on the ground and in the hotel, they get along very well, and it's unfortunate that the governments don't get along, and so there's restrictions upon the Pakistani team where they could only come in and be part of the World Cup the day previous to the World Cup commencing, so they could only have one day to actually get into the country, and then they also had to leave within 24 hours of the World Cup finishing, so there's very tight restrictions put on them from a government perspective, but the teams get along really well. There's a lot of mutual respect, there's quality players, and so the two teams are very, very, very strong on the ground and very tight off the ground.
What are the reasons for the strength of those two teams in particular? Is it just the depth of population and the amount of people that are playing blind cricket that they can choose from?
I think so. Certainly the depth of population and the numbers that are playing, they're very well resourced and they do a lot of training. They're extremely passionate about their game. And I think that you are going to find very talented cricketers from there, and certainly they're amazing cricketers on the ground.
The Pakistanis that were out here, I think last year in Australia, some of them were almost working in the area of cricket. I think they were teachers and I guess almost doing cricket as a part-time job in a sense. Is that the case also in India, that there's a very close involvement with their cricket career and what their other career might be as well?
They do, not quite to the extent of Pakistan, but certainly in different ways they do. They came into the tournament having undertaken a 21-day training camp.
Sure.
So 3 weeks of playing cricket is something we just couldn't imagine. We want 3 weeks away from work playing cricket, let alone 3 weeks plus the tournament. So they're very well prepared and resourced through the Indian government and the Indian cricket board. So it certainly is something that Australia is trying to match as well.
What about the support from Cricket Australia? We've mentioned again before that Juhi McInerney, who's from Cricket Australia, was the team manager. So in terms of that support, it's obviously been good. The umbrella of Cricket Australia obviously is covering blind cricket pretty well.
Yeah, we're very thankful to Cricket Australia. They certainly assisted us tremendously in having Juhi McInerney there as team manager and being able to access some assistance through them. That really did help put together the actual tour and most of the logistics. They'll help us with actually finding a national coach who can help us to improve. Certainly in facilitating a search for a second physio, and certainly needed both physios on tour. And certainly we wish to be working closely with them for the further development of our game. And no, we're very thankful to Blind Cricket Australia. They helped us with uniforms and certainly their involvement with our other sponsors in Lord Taverners and Association Brian Holden Vision Institute and obviously Blind Sporting Council. Without all of these people working together to support us, we couldn't do what we have done.
And Mike, Australia won 4, lost 4, just missed out on the semis. What about Mark Haskett from South Australia yourself? How did you think you played, without being too self-deprecating?
Certainly, Mark Haskett, he participated and played in 5 of the 8 games, and certainly did as well as he can do, and he kept within 4 of them and had an opportunity to bat within 3, but batted down the order, so couldn't ultimately show how good he is as a batsman. And for myself, I played in all 8 games in a row, which was quite tiring, and was fortunate enough to bat at number 3 and had quite a good strike rate. So I was quite happy. You can always do better, but quite happy with the way I batted, and certainly it was a lot of fun being over there, and both Mark and myself, I think, represented South Australia as well as we possibly can.
Terrific. Michael, well done to you and Mark. Obviously a great performance. I know there's a bit happening next year as far as blind cricket goes. We'll certainly keep in touch, but thanks for chatting to us, and put your feet up for a while now.
Certainly will. It's certainly great, Pete, that we actually I must thank the Blind Sporting Council individually. It was fantastic that Raj, as the CEO, who was actually over there in India, popped in to say hello to the entire Australian blind cricket team while she was there. So we're extremely thankful to the Blind Sporting Council for not only their financial support, but Raj and her 2 daughters popping in to say hello was extremely appreciated by the entire team. Yeah,
our opponents didn't align, Mike. We had Raj's details, but when we tried to call her, we just couldn't get through. So we'll catch up with her.
So it was great that she could actually spare a few hours to spend with the team and see how great it is that people who are blind or vision impaired can actually play on an international stage, and how challenging blind cricket is at that international level, and just be able to, the opportunity for her to actually come down and see it was fantastic.
Terrific. Good on you, Mike.
Thanks, Peter.
Michael Zannis there, along with Mark Haskett, 2 South Australians, part of the Australian team at the T20 World Cup for blind cricket. And I said lots of stuff happening as far as blind cricket goes next year.